Joining us on this broadcast now is Sanjay Sahai, former IPS officer. We've also got Ananya Krishna, advocate of the Supreme Court. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to begin with Ananya Krishna first on what's really played out in the Supreme Court. Many would say that this is the need of the hour. Ananya, if you've seen the details really that have emerged of the manner in which the Karnataka High Court granted bail to Darshan, it does leave several questions about whether, there was a go easy on Darshan.
I would like to first clarify that the question before the Honorable High Court of Karnataka was not that whether the actor Darshan or any of the accused were guilty or not. It was the question if those accused were necessary in the custody for the interrogation or for the trial to begin before the pre-trial mandates. The question arises as to why the High Court dealt on the merits of the case rather than why the bail was supposed to be granted in favor of the accused. And we can observe through the order of the High Court that the interim order and the reasons that were given in the interim order were not dealt with the final order.
Can you explain that further for us, Ananya, when you say that, the question here was about granting bail and yet you had the High Court going into the merits of the case. Did it seem almost like the Karnataka High Court was trying to declare whether he was guilty or not? Is it ultimately is that what happened in the Karnataka High Court?
No, this is the question of bail has become a right these days. I mean, in the Article 14, where everybody is treated equally before the law, even the accused, before he is convicted as guilty, is treated as innocent. And that is where the generosity of the courts begin.
No, that's understandable.
But in this particular case, was the generosity required? Considering the heinous crimes that has happened and the witness tampering that has taken place before he was arrested, before the actor Darshan was arrested and arraigned as an accused, we have had statements of his co-accused wherein he is handed over money to them for them to go and surrender before the police that they are the main culprits of the case and hiding his name. And those monies have been recovered from a certain place.
So you raised an important point. Mr. Sanjay Sahai, I'd like to bring you in also on this. What makes this particularly worrying in this particular case, sir, is with Darshan out, the very question of whether witnesses can be influenced will be asked here, because there were so many others who are still part of the investigation. Evidence collection is still on, that it's shocking that he is out on bail with minimum conditions right now.
See, evidence collection is not on, but certainly it can influence the witnesses. I'll start with the first point. And the first point is that we are celebrating what the Supreme Court has talked about in today's hearing. For me, it is not a celebration because Supreme Court comes with these caustic remarks every now and then in all the cases where this sort of a discrepancy, discretionary or otherwise happens. So in this case, if we come to, so there was a interim bail given on the 30th of October. What did the interim bail say? Interim bail talked about spine surgery and recovery. So from 30th of October till 24th of July, that to best of my understanding on the information available in the public domain, I have not found any evidence of this person or this accused having gone through this particular surgery, where there is enough evidence in the public domain which talks about certificates being created by Dr. Naveen of the BGS Global Hospital. So from there it starts. And having failed in literally the main bail condition of spinal surgery and recovery, he gets a regular bail on 13th of December, if I am right, 2024. It does not stop there. It is not only the issue of the High Court. The rod goes down. If you come to the permission given to travel, who gave the permission to travel? It was Bangalore City Civil and Sessions Court. So that is where we stand. And you see the whole background, how it operates. They have been playing around with the criminal justice system from day one. It starts with fake accused being produced. It starts from there. Then they played around with the whatever is the prison administration or whatever is left of the prison administration by that particular photograph. Then where we come to? We come to spinal surgery. A fellow who is requiring spinal surgery, say 10 months back, he is live and kicking all around the place. And whosoever is the trial judge, he is fine with the arguments which is being meted out. The most interesting argument is for his travel, that there is a necessity of foreign travel for that part of shooting of a movie called Devil. It was in Dubai, it was in Europe, it was in Thailand.
Yep.
Where all he has gone, he has not gone, we have absolutely no idea. So regular bail, literally it seems that it has no condition whatsoever. And this generosity part, I don't go by the generosity part of it. There is no generosity which can be part of a discretion of a judicial officer. Let's be very, very clear. Within 90 days, the case is charge sheeted. There is absolutely very little chance for a court to give bail. That is crystal clear in murder cases, and that is why this furor is. So
no,
at
what's
every
very
single
clear
point
also,
in
Mr.
time,
Sahai, is, you know, when this case came to the fore, there was so much focus on the investigation, and the police did an amazing job. You know, there was a lot of question about the kind of pressure that they'd be under. They didn't give in to that pressure. They didn't buckle. They ensured a detailed investigation, a mountain of evidence against Darshan. All of it to culminate in what? In Darshan being out on bail. And let's highlight here that, yes, bail is a legal process. No one's questioning that. But Ananya Krishna, you know, when you have details like this emerging of this man saying he has a medical condition and so needs to undergo surgery, then gets permission to travel abroad, goes for film shoots, at that point, in such a circumstance, can the High Court actually intervene and say that, look, what we gave you and delivered bail on was something completely different. If you're traveling around, please go ahead and serve the punishment as well.
Yes, definitely. The High Court had to look into this. First thing, the interim order was given on the pretext of him needing a surgery. And during the deciding of the actual bail, the regular bail, the High Court had to question whether he had undergone the surgery or not, what is the status of his medical condition. Because medical condition was the prima facie reason why actor Darshan was granted bail, and I condemn why this was not taken into the consideration during the actual bail hearing. And the second thing is, during the bail hearing, you cannot take a backdoor entry with medical records or medical conditions.
Yeah. I think we've lost Ananya there, but the point that she was essentially making is that ideally the High Court should have intervened in this particular case. You've granted bail in December, and one of the grounds was on medical conditions, and yet no action that was taken when Darshan has been gallivanting around the world. That's what's led to questions about whether, you know, we've gone soft on him just because of his influence, just because he's an actor, in which case it's a sorry state of affairs right now in the country that we must fix, we must address. And hopefully now, with the Supreme Court stepping in, we will see some action taken against Darshan. And the fact that he's claimed all sorts of back issues, but traveling around the world, surely that means that he's fit enough to also be at the central prison in Parapana, Agrahara. I'd like to thank our panelists, Ananya Krishna and Mr. Sahai, for joining us here on India Today.